Okay, that sounds good.
Welcome back to Muscular Dystrophy Warrior. Just like the last video, in every video, a moment of silence for all the fallen warriors who sadly lost the battle to muscular dystrophy. Sending prayers to all those families who have lost someone with muscular dystrophy. Today's conversation is one that truly represents strength, love, and what it means to keep going no matter what life puts in front of you. I'm honored to be joined by the Olivera family, Angelina and Tony. At the heart of this story is Angelina, a daughter, a sister, now a mother who has spent over 40 years walking alongside muscular dystrophy. From growing up with two brother who were diagnosed to now raising her son, Ryu, with that same condition. Her journey is one of the relentless perspective and unconditional love. And that journey has taken her all the way to Washington, where she had the opportunity to use her voice to advocate not for just her, her family. This is more than just a story about a diagnostic. It's a story about family strength and the power of never giving up. Thank you, Angelina. Thank you, Tony, for being here today.
Thank you.
Okay, the first question will be for you, Angelina. And Tony can add anything, if he wants to add something. Angelina, can you take us back to the beginning? What was it like growing up with two brothers who had muscular dystrophy?
Okay, that's a great question. Growing up, I was born into muscular dystrophy. There was five of us, and
Okay.
out of the four boys, two
Mm-hmm.
of them were diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. So my oldest brother was diagnosed back in the he was born in like the late 70s.
Okay.
So when I was born, he already had it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been quite a journey. This is muscular dystrophy is all I know. I was raised around it, raised in it, raised in the hospitals. I
Yeah.
know all the ins and outs of
Yeah,
Duchenne
you
muscular
basically know
dystrophy.
everything, the
Yeah.
carrying and stuff in and outs
Uh-huh.
more than
Yeah.
anybody else can understand.
Yeah. And then my little brother was
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed with muscular dystrophy as well. So my oldest and my youngest,
Uh-huh.
they both passed away in their early 20s.
Okay.
And during the time that my youngest brother was pretty sick, well, my little boy Ryu is 14, and
Mm-hmm.
when I was 7 months pregnant, I found out that I was a carrier of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And
Okay.
so when Ryu was born,
Mm-hmm.
at 1 month old, we found out that he tested positive for muscular dystrophy as well.
Okay. Yeah, I was diagnosed at 1 year older
Okay,
than Ryu.
right. And
Oh,
the reason why I found out when Ryu was 1 month old is
mm-hmm.
because I already knew that there could be a slight chance or a
Yeah.
possibility of
Yeah.
muscular dystrophy. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it while he was young. Just not that it would have changed any of my love for him. It's just from my
Yeah.
mom part for me to
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm up against, you know?
Yeah. Of course, of course. Anything you want to add, Tony?
No, so when I met her, I mean, I got a chance to meet her little brother. So
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't know much about it, but
Yeah.
once we found out our son had it, it
Mm-hmm.
was an easier transition for me because she knew what to expect. So
Yeah, I see what you
I
mean.
just kind of follow her lead with everything.
Yeah. Okay, the next question. At a young age, how did that experience shape your understanding of strength and family?
And I have seen at a very young age, I saw some very difficult things within the
Mm-hmm.
medical side of Duchenne muscular dystrophy in my brothers. It was really hard growing up, uh,
Mm-hmm.
seeing your brother struggle so much. But
Yeah.
I feel like that was also, it also made me really strong to
Mm-hmm.
endure a lot of what I go through now with Ryu and my advocacy and my fight for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And it really makes you reevaluate what's really important in life, and which is
Mm-hmm.
family, and just being strong and sticking together and continuing to persevere even though times get difficult.
Right. Okay. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, like she said,
Mm-hmm.
watching him. go through stuff, as the parent, you want to be strong for him, you
Yeah.
know, but it's crazy to
But
see him and it ends up being the other way around. Like watching him go through it and handle it just makes us
yeah.
stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Like
get
he
what you
picks us,
mean.
yeah, he
Mhm.
picks us up instead of the other way around
Yeah,
sometimes.
I
It's
do the
kind
same thing with my parents as well.
of,
They're all
yeah.
work, but I'm the one who deals with I deal with it like
I
nothing, you know?
know. Yes, exactly.
You've been around muscular dystrophy, like I mentioned, for over 40 years. How has your perspective changed from childhood to now as a mother, or it's still like nothing changed?
When I was in my childhood and even um
Teenage?
my teenage years, yeah, I was trying to think of the time frame, but yeah, I always I felt like I needed to do something. I felt like I needed to speak up and stand up for the Duchenne community in some capacity that I didn't know how at
Right.
that age. But
Mm-hmm.
once I became a mom, that yearning and that desire to do so just intensified. And once I started to see Ryu's health like really start to decline a little bit, I
Uh-huh.
just couldn't sit anymore. I couldn't sit and not do anything anymore. I had to get up, and even if my small voice only has an impact even on one family, then
Yeah.
my job is done, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any family to ever feel alone or to ever feel hopeless in this situation, especially the newly diagnosed families.
Right.
They're not
Mm-hmm.
alone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it will continue and it will be okay.
Yeah, I like those words. That's why I started my channel. I'm like, I want to, stop stereotype, misunderstanding, and show people, all we want the disabled communities, respect, accessibility, inclusion, and to the newer generation, I hope like the world's a little more accessible. So that's why I feel like using, like
Absolutely.
you were saying, my voice, my channel is small, so I can't really, but the small impact I've done, like, I feel like I'm happy with it.
You're making an impact, trust me. You've helped Ryu on some of his Saturdays recently, him being down. I show him your videos and he feels lifted, his spirits are lifted. So you are helping people. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate. What are some lessons your brothers taught you that you carry with you today?
Never give up. Both of my brothers fought so hard till the very end. And I sat and I watched every time that they got sick. I was there with them every single time. Um, and it changed something in me. It showed me how to appreciate life in a different way, but it
Mm-hmm.
also showed me how to stand up for not just for all children, all people with rare diseases or genetic conditions. I have such
Mm-hmm.
a soft spot in my heart for them, and it kind of shaped me to be more compassionate, more loving, and more appreciative of life.
Right. That's good. Tony, anything to add?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't really get to meet her older brother, but I got to hang
Mhm.
around with her younger brother a lot. Like we played video games together, stuff like that.
Okay,
And
that's
I never
cool.
saw him complain
Any,
about anything. Like
mm-hmm.
he just fought through it. So
Yeah.
watching someone go through that and now watching Ryu do the same thing, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to see that. I mean, you could give up at any point, but they
Right.
they just don't. Like they get
Mm-hmm.
through it. They have their ups and downs, but they're a lot stronger than most of us that don't have anything to go through, really.
Yeah, I agree. Were there moments growing up that were especially difficult? How did your family get through them together?
Man, there was a lot of times that were difficult. When my oldest brother Angelo was going through the real thick, heavy struggles of muscular dystrophy, this was way
Mm-hmm.
before social media. This was when doctors were still trying to get a grasp on exactly how to go about the level of
Yeah.
care that they should give a person like this. So we saw
Mm-hmm.
him be, they did a lot of tests on him for the first time. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was really hard on our family, but we clung to Christ. Our relationship with God is most definitely what has pulled us through until this day. And I'm just I'm grateful that I was able to be born into the family that I was born into because it really shaped me into the person wanting to fight now for muscular dystrophy and the wider rare disease community as well.
Yeah, okay. Anything to add?
No, on that, I think, like I said, it's a different perspective, because she grew up with it.
Yeah,
So
I
for me,
thought,
like I said,
mm-hmm.
I write off her coattails all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you found out your son Ryu also had muscular dystrophy, what emotions do you experience in that moment?
We were completely devastated. We knew
Right.
that there was a chance,
Mm-hmm.
but to hear that your son has a potentially fatal diagnosis or a diagnosis that I grew up watching from my own
Yeah.
brother with my own brothers,
Yeah,
it
first
completely,
hands.
yeah, it completely shattered our world. We were
Mm-hmm.
broken. And I didn't know how I was going to get on. I didn't know how we were going to figure it out. But
Yeah.
we just did. We just put one foot in front of the other every day, every week, every month, every year. We just continue going. And to see the happiness in Ryu's face and to see him persevere even though he's going through the toughest of storms, it it makes all that worth it now, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, like she said, I mean, it was devastating for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was probably the hardest news I've ever gotten, and then on
Yeah.
top of trying to figure out how to deal with that, now you have to try to be strong for each other, but
Mm-hmm.
like she said, every day is a different day to move forward.
Right.
And the good thing is, up until this point, like we've kind of bounced off one another. Like when
Mm-hmm.
it came to treatments or stuff like that, like we talked about everything and made sure that we were making the best decision for him. And up until
Yeah.
now, like I said, like she said, he's happy,
Yeah,
he's
that.
strong and he has his
Mm-hmm.
moments, but
Right.
that's all we can really do is just take it day by day for him.
Yeah. How has your past experience helped you navigate being a mom to Ryu?
That is a really good question. I was able to see firsthand the kind of like the do's and the don'ts, so to speak, with this
Mm-hmm.
in the treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've gotten a front row seat to watch my mom and the wonderful care that my mom gave my two brothers. She was an absolutely wonderful, selfless, loving caregiver. And I was able to witness that firsthand. And from being able to also assist in my brother's care, because I did a lot of assisting in my brother's physical care and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it now let me know what I should and what I shouldn't do with Ryu in regards to like the medical aspect of it.
Okay. Okay, next question. What is Ryu like as a person? What are some things about him that people should know beyond the diagnosis?
Beyond the diagnosis, Ryu is a strong, loving, compassionate, a gentle boy. He is so strong. He's oftentimes when we're going to his appointments, and I think he can kind of see us a little bit worried. He's the one giving us words, lifting us up. And
Okay.
he's so sweet and he's so strong. He takes every time he gets some sort of news that might break a typical uh boy at his age heart. Ryu's
Right.
just like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
yeah.
Tony, anything to add?
Yeah, like I tell him all the time, he's a superhero.
Hmm.
Mhm. He is.
How has your family built a strong, supportive environment for Ryu?
Tony and I, we don't have any outside help, so it's just him and I doing the brunt of all the work with Ryu. But
Mm-hmm.
we just band together. Tony and I make a really, really good team where
Mm-hmm.
he needs help with, I assist him, and when I need help, he assists me. And we just always pick up where each other has left off. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the reasons why Ryu is doing so well when he goes to his doctor's appointments. They're impressed with him and how he's doing. And it's all thanks to him because without him, I wouldn't be able to carry it all on my shoulders. And I think he would probably feel the same way. So we just work together as a team and it works really great for us.
That's good to hear. What does a typical day look like for your family and what keeps you all grounded?
So a typical day is just I homeschool my kids. So, everyone gets up, we eat breakfast to get my husband goes to work full time, first of all. So he's always gone early morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful that he works full time because then it allows me to be able to stay home and raise the kids.
Right.
And then, we just eat breakfast together. We do school. Ryu participates in all different kind of things, science projects, PE class to keep his
Okay.
muscles going. And then we just have a lot of family time afterwards. We're a really close knit little family. And so
Mm-hmm.
we just try to pour a lot of love into Ryu and his sisters so they feel empowered.
Okay, that's good. What about the weekends? Anything you guys do, like what you want to do?
We mostly just relax. He loves to play video games with his dad.
Mm.
We go for walks. He started using his power wheelchair more. That transition was a little bit harder for him,
Mm-hmm.
coming to terms with him not being able to walk anymore on his own. And
Right.
so it took us a long time to even get him in the chair. But now that he takes off and he really enjoys himself. So we just try to keep the kids busy and carefree and having fun together.
That's good. That's good. You had the opportunity to speak in Washington. What did that moment mean to you personally?
Before Washington, even the day before, I felt
Mm-hmm.
powerless. I felt like voiceless. Like I didn't know how I was going to be able to make a difference in my son's life because I knew that there was no option to just sit there and do nothing. So
Right.
I prayed about it. I prayed about it. I prayed about it for years, and it literally fell in my lap. I was able to get out to Washington, D.C. to sit on a U.S. Senate special committee hearing on aging.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to speak to senators and I was able to hear how outraged they were as well with the FDA that the only gene therapy for Duchenne was being revoked or limited. And
Yeah.
it was so wonderful and empowering to sit amongst those people and hear them be just as upset as I am with what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few things. Yeah, I would be upset as well. Like they're taking a while. That's like the only treatment we have out there. I know there's
Yes.
several, but for the chin, it's like we don't have time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I went. I said, my son doesn't have time. I need to get up and I need to go do
Hmm.
something.
Right. What message were you hoping to share with leaders and others through your story?
I just wanted them to hear my story so they can see that I not only speak for myself, but I speak probably for 15 million other rare disease children in the community, in this country, that we're all fighting for the same thing, for our children to be with us longer
Mm-hmm.
and for them to have a longer, healthier life while they are here. And these children are precious.
Right.
They're loved. They matter. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just want them to hear a mother's perspective, and hear my urgency firsthand on why I'm so determined to figure out what's going on within the FDA.
Right. Okay. Did you ever imagine growing up that your journey will lead you to something like that?
No. I knew when I was younger that I was gonna somehow make a difference. I
Right.
didn't know, and it wasn't just me being delusional. I had
Right.
it burning in my heart, like when I get older, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say something. When I get older, I'm gonna keep my brother's memories alive. When I get
Mm-hmm.
older, if I have a child with muscular dystrophy, I'm gonna fight for him. And so here I am honoring what
Mm-hmm.
I said as a little girl.
Yeah, without thinking you were gonna be make it all the way to Washington, you know?
No, never.
Looking back at your 40-year journey, what are you most proud of as a daughter, sister, now a mom?
What I'm most proud of is that I was able to be a part of the Duchenne world because my brothers, like all Duchenne patients, all Duchenne guys, they're wonderful. You guys are wonderful. You guys are some of the strongest people I know on this earth. And I was just grateful to be a part of that. And I'm so grateful to be a sister, now keeping my brother's memories alive, but also a mother to my wonderful little boy Ryu. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just grateful that I'm able to have this voice and to speak up on his behalf.
Yeah. Okay. Final question. What would you say to other family who are just beginning their journey with muscular dystrophy?
The pain is going to come and it's going to hurt and the uncertainty is going to be there and you're going to feel alone, you're going to feel hopeless, and you're going to feel like this is the end. It's not, it's just the beginning. If
Mm-hmm.
you only just continue pressing forward one day at a time, foot in front of the other, lean into God, and He will provide the strength that you need. It's not the end, it is the beginning, and it's the beginning to something beautiful.
Okay, I just want to make take a moment to say thank you to the Olivera family, Angelina,
Thank you.
Tony, Ryu, and everyone here for opening up and sharing your story with us. What you've shown today is that behind every diagnosis, there's a family, there's love, there's strength that people don't always get to see. Angelina, your journey from being a sister to now a mother and using your voice on a bigger stage is truly inspiring. And Ryu, you are a reminder that there's so much more to a person than any label or diagnosis. If there's one thing I hope people take away from this conversation, it's this. No matter the challenge, there's always strength in family and there's always purpose in your story. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And always thank you for being part of this community. And like always, MD Warrior out. Until next.